The Secret Garden in July, Part 1. Now, we've had a lot of wet days recently, a lot of windy, wet days, but today was different. Today was a lovely day, so I thought we'd have a look at the border for the last time. But before we do, I'll just show you my latest picture that I bought. You will absolutely hate it, but I'll show it you anyway. It's just here. This is it. This is my latest picture. It's called Don't Worry Dear, I'm Sure They'll Be Reopening Primark Very Soon. That was a joke actually. But that young woman there looks exactly like my wife Anne looked when I bought this picture and showed it her for the first time. My goodness, Peter, what on earth have you bought that for? It's depressing. Well, I said, does every picture have to be a pretty little scene? Yes, actually it does, Peter. It does have to be a pretty little scene. She's probably right, actually. I mean, you wouldn't want that over your mantelpiece, would you, really? But I was impressed with it, and, well, perhaps I shouldn't have bought it. But anyway, I did, and I do quite like it. It was painted in 1893 by Walter Langley. He was the founder of the Newlands School of Art, a little fishing village in Cornwall. A lot of artists had gathered there at that time, and he had been born in poverty, so he had an empathy for the fishermen and their wives and their struggles and hardships, and most of his paintings depict that, no more so than this one. So what do we got here? We've got an old woman comforting a younger woman. We assume that her husband or her lover has been drowned in a storm at sea, and this is the calm after the storm. I like how the moonlight dances over those ripples on the sea, and I'm very impressed with how the turbulence of those emotions is contrasted with that calm, flat sea behind. It's a very emotional picture. I shouldn't have bought it really, but I do look at it a lot. I think that phrase, a picture paints 1,000 words, is certainly true with that picture. I told you wouldn't like it. Anyway, let's go and have a look at some of the flowers. Now, the flower border is a bit like a firework display, I always think. There's flowers shooting up, bursting into bloom, and then falling back, only for others to take their place. So it continues. So you never get a time when all the flowers are out. If you did, then you'd have a lot of boring months without anything in them. So this is the border in July. A lot of the plants are out or coming out now, so we'll have a look at them for the very last time. Here we've got a rambling rose. This is Kew Rambler. It's a single. It's a lovely flower, and it's absolutely huge, as you can see right over this rose arch. If we go down the border here and see, we've got some phlox out now that weren't out before, a nice Sedalcia here. I won't tell you the names of all the flowers and bore you with them. I'll just bore you with a few of them. This rambler is Rambling Rosie, and this one here over the rose arch is the Debutante. So we'll go through this rose arch and have a look at this little garden through here, passing along this hedge of rambling roses and honeysuckles and clematis that have yet to flower at the far end. And we're enter this little enclosed garden here. Here we've got Bonica that's come out now. Remember, this is the world's favourite rose. It stood up very well to all that wind and rain that we've had recently, where other roses might have gone into soggy balls. This one hasn't. Yeah, beautiful roses, Bonica, and all these over the rose arch here. What a lovely show at the moment. And then if we come back down here through the arch, and we'll just have a look down this border here. A lot of colour now. The debutante rose is a lovely colour of pink, a lovely shade of pink there. Next to it we've got Ethel. Ethel is just coming out. She's a very big girl, is Ethel. Comes right over here. And down here we've got a lovely geranium that flowers for a long time, because this one is sterile, so it can't produce any seed, so it just continues flowering endlessly. We've got dwarf goldenrods there, the phlox behind. There's Felicia epipet, still in bloom. It's been in bloom for a long time now. More phlox. And across here, the campanulas, beautiful blue, lovely plant. And we'll move across here. I can see we've got more campanulas there, more phlox to come out, a few monkhoods there, and another rambler there, Felicia epipet. And across here, the debutante. Once more, that's a rose I particularly like. And then we look up the border here and we can see it's going to carry on like this for another few weeks, with more and more flowers coming out. A lot of asters, so there'll be a lot more blues and a lot more monkhoods to come out yet. But that's what it looks like in July. Next time we'll have a look for the final time in the back garden. But for now, that's it.